Hello there, Gato here. This is a short video to explain to you how to export your models from VoxEdit to render them in Tracer renderer. So, um, if you are going to use the free version, which is a web browser based version, you are going to want to export the GLTF format. So let's see. We have our model here in the modeler. Now we gotta go to the File menu, Export, and choose the option Export GLTF. And we are going to have to put that into, better if you create a folder for that. I'm gonna call it just FR Totem GLTF. Now I gotta get into that folder. FR Totem GLTF. Here it is. And just name my file as Frozen Totem. Now we're gonna go to Tracer renderer .org. That will open. You can open the app from there, and it works in your browser. So as you see, we have already an object here, but we are going to take our new GLTF format. So it's in here. This is the GLTF file. We are gonna drag and drop it into the space, and you will get this pop-up window asking you if you want to add or replace the mesh. So if you add your model, you will have still this template model in the scene. So if you want that gone, of course you normally do, you choose replace, and then you will see that you have imported your model into Tracer. So now let's learn how to set up your render. So the first thing you need to know is that the lighting in Tracer depends on HDR images, which are images with lighting information. So depending on what you want, you may want to move the light source here. Here you rotate the light in the vertical axis, so you can maybe get the light from a better angle for what you want. And you can also rotate the light in the horizontal axis, which will move the light source around above and below the model. But I usually leave it like that because HDR images are like real life based, so they work better depending on what you want if you don't rotate them in this axis. So basically, where from you want the light. Also, if you want a different kind of light, you can load your own HDR image. I have different images here. I'm gonna use this because it's white and it's from a snow environment. You can give it more power so it illuminates more, and you can also create a floor here, because to make things realistic it is important to have a floor that catches the shadow. Besides the image, that is the light source, you can add an emitter, and that emitter will allow you to send light from another angle, so you can have different points of lighting for for your model, and depending on what you want, it will make it look better. You can also here in the properties tab change the color of that light source. Let's say if I want something like purplish or something, you can also set that kind of lighting. And finally, you can set up here in rendering the size of the screenshot you wanna take, the size of the render, the resolution. I usually do 1000 by 1000 because I normally post on Instagram. And when you want to take the picture to share with your friends, you just hit here, export PNG image, and you will be able to export that image whatever you want. And another thing that you might be interested in, if you have here materials that should be emitting light, and then you select your model and come here. As you can see, there's already an emission map because we use the GLTF format, and you can increase the power of that map here, so you can see how this gets brighter and brighter. And if you really want to make a better effect for that, you can come here to the here in the rendering bloom tab. You can play with the setup of the threshold to make things like of darker colors bloom as well, and how that bloom will look, changing the need. And some, depending on your lighting and your model, sometimes this doesn't do much effect, but sometimes it does. So those are the basics of rendering in VoxEdit. Here we can see that better. The higher the threshold, the less brilliant lighter colors will be. And that is basically how you bring your model from VoxEdit to like tracer, like quickly set some lighting, and how you can set up your emissive materials and export your image. There's a lot more that light tracer can do, but for starters, for the basics, this is how you get a nice render of your VoxEdit models.